D3FAO.
Calling all members of I'm very, very Thursday evening digital mad. I've got a fat crowd on this evening, but some might have been on for a while leaving the hotspots connected. So we'll start from the top of the list and see who's real and who's not. Over to you there, Jim. G4JVA in the group, M0AUG. In this time round. Okay, over to you there, Paul. And also you a direct connection. You're also connected through HX. G0 TVB in the group, M0AUG. Over to you there, David. M0 TGC in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, David, if you was. Okay, so far this evening, but these are the people who've had the dongles or wasn't connected for a while, so we'll see where we go from there. Over to you there, ladies. G6MJQ in the group, M0AUG. Good evening.
M0AUG, G67JQ. Yeah, I'm real. I'm here. Yeah. Good evening, Jeff. Good evening, everybody. Yeah. Well, a dry day here today. That's good news. And harvest moon tonight. Not that I've seen it. I will have a look out later after this call. So, yeah, good to see so many on the net. Over to you, Jeff. M0AUG, G6MJQ. Skelmersthorpe, West Yorkshire, even.
Thank you in the group over there, M0AUG. Always good to have you on there, Eddie, and glad everything's okay. So I think that's the next one we go to. Mike Sellers here as Yankee. Good evening, Marek.
M.
Okay, M0AUG, Mike 7, Sugar Yankee returning in the group. Good evening, gents. Yes, I'm here, full of cold and flu, but yeah, I'll be trying to survive. Hi. But yeah, good to hear you guys, and let's see what else is on the reflector. Back to the chat. Okay, thank you there, Marek. So we go to Germany next, and we get to Frank in Kiel. Just to go off the Yankee, Alpha Yankee, apologies. M0AUG. Good evening, Frank.
Yeah, hello to the group. But, yeah, great to be here again. I've been missing for a few weeks. I was so busy with other stuff, but probably will tell a little bit about that later. Yeah, hello from Germany.
Okay, so thank you there, Frank. I'm sorry we got the mixed up on the call signs there. Quite a handful of your call sign, I think, isn't it, phonetically? Over to you there, Nick. G4IWO in M0AG. Good evening, Nick.
M0AUG in the group from G4IW. Good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else on the net this evening. Just a couple of things from me to start off. First of all, I thought last night's presentation by Bob at GM4DLG about his 8-week one-man D expedition to the various islands off VK and ZL was superb. And I'm really pleased that we've got him coming back for part 2 the week after next, which is going to be very, very good. He was very captivating, and I thought he introduced some great ideas about antennas as well for portable work, as well as what he was doing there down by the Pacific Ocean. So that was extremely good. Next week, by the way, we have got Anthony, Kilo 8 Zulu Tango K8ZT, who's going to talk and introduce us to the online software that's available for radio amateurs who wish to log their QSOs, both for themselves or in contests. And I know Anthony's got lots of suggestions and ideas to put to people. So that's next week's talk. So looking forward to that. More on the next over, and agree with AD. It's been a nice sunny day today, not particularly warm. I think we reached the giddy heights of 16 degrees here this afternoon, but it's been a very, very lovely day and definitely no rain, nor any wind. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
All right, over. M0AUG returning. And just confirm, Nick, are we on YouTube as well, like you?
Oh, my apologies, Jeff. Yes, we are live on YouTube. We've only got one person on, not sure who that is, but I think last week's YouTube net was watched afterwards by 22 people. And by the way, for those that haven't watched the talk last night by Bob, it is up on our YouTube channel. It's the latest video in our videos there. So if you weren't able to get on last night, you've got some viewing there if you're interested. Back to you, Jeff. M0AG in the group, G4IWO.
IWO. M0AG returning. Yeah, thanks for that, Nick. I had to break off partway through the presentation last evening, so I've got to call the rest of the presentation on the YouTube channel this evening. Very good indeed, wasn't it? Absolutely. Over to you there, Keith. GM4JKZ in the group, M0AG. Good evening, Keith.
M0AUG in the group from GM4JKZ. Yes, good evening, one and all. And yeah, last night I was just gobsmacked, I think, right? What a sheltered life I think I must have led up to now. But no, it was absolutely fascinating. And I just marvelled the fact that Bob is so good at giving his talks. It's really fascinating to get down and listen to. Very impressive. Yeah, looking forward to a fortnight's time. And also Anthony's logging talk next week. That'd be interesting. I'm hoping he's going to talk about Logbook of the World, HRD logging as well as Logbook of the World and all the other online ones, but we'll see. Big event up here this week. We've actually got our heating working properly. Nothing to do with radio, but we had an air-source heat pump installed 3 years ago by a company that then went bust. And I've at last found an engineer. I knew what the fault was, but no one would come up and do it, basically. But we're now all sorted. And instead of using something like 40 kilowatts of power a day,
We're now down to 9, which is pretty good, eh? Mainly because the system was left with the central heating on 24 hours a day, which is crazy. So that's my first little snippet tonight. I'll put it back to you there, Jeff. M0 AUG with the group, GM4JKZ.
Yeah, 4J. Captain Group M0 AUG returning. Yeah, the tour last night was absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I am so glad I was able to pick up the rest of it. Today just to bring me up to date, and also that made me aware that he's back home again in 2 weeks' time. So that was absolutely excellent. So where do we go from now then? We go down to Minehead now. M0ROL in the group, M0AG. Good evening, Andrew. AUG in the group, M0ROL. Yes, good evening, Jeff. Good evening, everyone on the net. This evening, hope everyone's well. And Amy, I'm looking out my window now, and the moon is up and nice and bright. It looked like an ordinary sort of full moon to me, but there we are. I'm not an expert on moons, but it is certainly kind of my head. Yes, it's been a glorious day today. A little bit warmer than my indicates. I think we've probably been at about 18, 19 degrees. But we've got rain coming in overnight. Tomorrow we had an awful lot of rain yesterday. In fact, the main road from Taunton to Minehead was shut at one stage because there was flooding on the road and no traffic could get through. So yes, this is the one nice day. I think it's been sandwiched between 2 very, very wet days. But there we are. It could be worse, I suppose. It could be cold and wet rather than warm and wet. So I'll pass it back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG in the group. 0. M0ROL in the group, M0 AUG returning. Just a quick one, Andre. Have you had an update on David? Took the back to you. I haven't spoken to Dave this week at all. I think this is probably last week, so he's probably going to be at home as of the end of the week. So I will catch up with him then. I haven't really felt. I felt a bit awkward trying to call him in his current location in case he's sort of involved with things or asleep or what. So I will bring him when he's actually at home and I'll give you an update and hopefully they will be on next week. Back to you, Jeff, at 0ROL. The group M0 AUG returning. If you do speak to him there, Andrew, please give him his best wishes from the group here. And we look forward to speaking to him again soon. Right, over there to our friends in Germany now. DL1 BJW with DL8 PET. Good evening, Mike Adriano. Good to see you there, Mike. M0 AUG.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, very good evening to all participants on XLX and YouTube. First of all, Adriana can't participate today, but she sends her best wishes and best greetings to she had to participate this evening in a special performance of poetry slam in a neighboring town theater. So she's away all the evening, but will return tomorrow in the course of the day. But best greetings, as I said. And WX here today. The moon is not very bright on our part here of the map. It's relatively cloudy outside, so it can't be seen very clearly. The moon perhaps this will clear up later. The WX was very astonishing today. It was very suddenly very much warmer than the previous days. That's to say 20 degrees centigrade, and it's kind of a mysterium here. But okay, tomorrow the forecast tells us will be similar, but then temperature will go down again, which is more appropriate to the season of autumn, I think. Last night's talk by Bob was absolutely fascinating, really amazing, and it was a real great talk. I liked it very much, and I'm looking forward very, very much to the second part of it. And Bob is really a character. He has a talent for presenting, I think. It was very funny, very witty, and absolutely a delight to listen to this. Okay, so far from my side for this, over microphone back to Anne. Very huge.
You'll want me JW in the group M08 returning. Okay, then, thanks for that, Mike. And please pass on our best wishes to Angela as well. And with our other meeting. And everybody so far enjoyed the meeting last night. It really was very, very good indeed. So, I went to Belgium next, and before that, thank you very much, Jeff, for running the group last week. You were in the chair when I was getting ready to go down to the RSU convention, so thanks again. Also, the member 8, I'm the Tango in the group. M0AUG, good evening, Jeff.
M7SZY.
M0AUG, the group, 08 November Tango. A very good evening to you, Jeff, and to everyone here and on the YouTube channel. Very nice to have you all here. And we had 20 degrees today, all cloudy. Yesterday we had 24 degrees and sunshine. And in the evening, a big moon, which was on a low elevation here, down to the east, I think, yeah, to the east, I say it rightly. So it was impressive moon and cracking talk. Really a cracking talk about Riddle and VK there, the islands. I really enjoyed that, absolutely. And first of all, Jeff, congratulations to you, because you won another prize in the draw from Moonraker. I think you are very discreet about that, but anyway, now it's public. And this evening we saw a program on television with Joanna Lumley, which is one of our the big artists in the UK. I really like her very much. And it was about Yorkshire, the Pennine Hills, Manchester, Bradford, Durham, and everything in between. So fascinating countryside, really, really beautiful. So I enjoyed that. More in the next over. Mike 0, AUG, the group, 08 November Tango.
8 November Tango to the group M08 returning, yeah. George, Jeff, you can't keep anything quiet, can you? It was just one of those things. It was a troll and Moonraker we were running. It came out on email and all we had to, no question of answer, just fill in the name and address. And when I was down at Bletchley Park last Friday, I got a couple of texts from a couple of colleagues saying, "Oh, it looks like you won something," and that. So there we are. Yeah. It was an MD 7400 antenna, which has yet to be put into use, but it's a good prize, though. I'm well pleased about that. So thank you for spilling the beans there, Jeff. So before I go to John, I noticed that Marek just logged back in again. I probably had problems last time, Marek. And so says why in the group, M0AG.
So another try returning to the group. Yeah, I had a small hiccup with the Wi-Fi because I'm actually sitting in a bedroom today with my 705, and my Wi-Fi network is not so strong. Looks like that. Anyway, what I've been up to last weekend, I've been having the day with a couple of friends, the operators, of course. I've been doing quite a lot of different things. Digital modes on POTA park on the activation, because that was the park from the POTA system. So I activated the park, got 26 in lock. The farthest contact was V1 NC, I believe, or NJ from New York. And the rarest was Istanbul.
Islamic part of Istanbul. If somebody is interested. So yeah, that was quite interesting all together for the quota. We tested several different areas, different antennas, different setups. I tested two RI verticals. That thing has some gain. Hi. Other than that, just working on a few things behind the scenes. When I will be ready, I'll bring it to the daylight. At the moment, that's it really, and I'm full of and so yeah, that's a little bit putting me down. So that's everything for now from me. Mike, back to the chair. Why the comes here you today? Yes, fine, I'm American. Obviously, I've been keeping up to date with your activities for those of us who are on the Pennine WhatsApp group, and very interesting in all the things that you're doing there. I've just brought you in now. I won't bring you in after June next time around. We'll go down the list again, and we'll take it from there. So, on to my good friend John, G3SAO in the group, M0AUG. First time on the net, I think, John. You're very welcome.
M0AUG in the group, G3SAO. So good evening to everybody. Thank you very much, Jeff. I was on the net last week or the week before. It must have been last week when Jeff in Belgium was in the chair. So I did make it onto the net, although I had a very disrupted evening here, and it was very disjointed. And I have to go away and sort something and then come back. So basically I said hello, and then when I came back I picked up my height. But that's what happened last week. So it seems to be working. I've had one or two funny noises on the audio this week, but apart from that, it's been okay. And thank you to Jeff in Belgium for his fine comments about the north of England. And I was out walking yesterday, which is why I wasn't on the Oldham net last night.
Group M0AUG, I think you dropped out there, John. Just try it again, please.
What was the last thing you heard, Jeff?
You were out walking today, back to you.
I was out walking yesterday, Jeff, in the Yorkshire Dales, and I can say it was extremely wet. And not only were we walking, but we were also jumping over streams and sometimes not quite making it to the far bank. But we all survived, and at the moment I'm drying out my boots, and I think the clothes are just about dry. I was dry, it was just what I was wearing got very wet. But that was yesterday. I haven't seen last night's talk. I'm usually I was late back and I've a lot to sort out. And I'm usually on a Wednesday on the Oldham FM net on 2 meters. So I'll probably have a look on the YouTube channel, which is what I did a week or two back when I watched them do this. Anyway, back to you, Jeff, just in case we've got other problems. M0AUG on the group, G3SAO.
Yes, they are in the group M0AUG. No problem there, John. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you were coming in using DMR from what I know of, I think that was your facilities. And apologies, I didn't realise you were on last week. Obviously, we're not taking them out. I didn't realise you'd logged on, but well done, yeah. Jeff, my friend in Belgium, Oscar November Tango, does a marvellous job. We started this group together, and so we do work it together. And although I tend to run a lot of the net, Jeff is always available and does take a lot of the presentations himself as well. So I'm well pleased for that support. Okay, where are we now? I noticed that Rachel dropped off the end of all the logged in. So back up to the top and we'll just do what logged on previously in case they're coming in now. G4JBA in the group, M0AUG. Are you with us tonight, Jim? To Paul, if you're with us, G0TBB in the group, M0AUG. Paul this evening, he's connected twice. I think then we've got M0TGC in the group. Good evening, Owen. Are you with us tonight? M0AUG. Hopefully on the list there. So we'll go back to the ones who I know are in. So G6MJQ in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG, G67JQ. Yeah, first of all, I really found the talk, Bob's talk last night fascinating. I think he did so well. It was a good balance between technology, travel, and people. And what surprised me was suddenly he was mentioning people I've known for years from back home where I used to get, well, I still get up early in the morning, as you know, Jack, but back home used to get up early in the morning in the winter in particular and go to 80 meters. And a lot of the people he mentioned I've heard for years. And absolutely fascinating grey line propagation and its results as well. Yeah, it's always fascinated me that you can work New Zealand, etc. Not that I could because my noise is too great here and it was back home, but you can work New Zealand, etc. on the grey line, but yet you're still getting stations like John in the States you mentioned, who comes in and joins in, and they're just going to bed sort of thing. Absolutely fascinating. And Harvest Moon, yes. Full moon at this time of the year when the moon is closer to the earth is my understanding. And when it rises, it is a strange colour. But harvest moon, like a blue moon. Blue moon is when there are two moons in the same month, once in a blue moon. But slightly larger appearance. And also, at this time of the year, you get the higher tides with the moon. So that's my understanding anyway. And Andrew, thanks for the update, read Dave. I did exchange a few emails with him a week or so back, a few weeks back, and I said I'd give him a ring. So I'll wait a few days and then give him a ring, but we have been in touch. And regarding Yorkshire, Jeff in Belgium, we moved to Yorkshire 3 years ago, sold up in Leicestershire and became homeless for a time until, a month later we bought this bungalow. It took 7 months to totally just take a bit. Thank you. Hopefully you've got me at the moment. Carry on for the moment. Yeah, moved to Yorkshire 3 years ago. And there are times, it's cold in winter, colder, and I don't like that bit, don't like the weather. But at times you go out and about and you think, oh, it's just like being on holiday here. So, yeah, so far, so good. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG, G6MJQ.
In the group, M0 AEG returning. Yeah, fine, I'm not ready, and yeah, we all send our best wishes down to Dave there. Yeah, and the talk last week, last night rather, was absolutely superb what I saw then. And then I caught up with the rest of it on YouTube today. So much appreciated that. He went onto YouTube. Otherwise, unfortunately, I would have missed it. And finally, Eddie moving up to Gulf County, and we do welcome people into Gulf County as well. He said, as you know, I'm from that side of the hill as well, but I always regard myself as being over here on missionary work. And John SAO might say the same when it's his turn again next time. Okay, I'm going to skip Murray this time because I cover all you in at the end there. So we'll go over to Frankie Keel now. DG60AY in the group, M0AEG.
Yeah, DJ60AY back. Yes, I was quite busy the last weeks, and so because of that I couldn't join the net. I was doing some bed conservation stuff. We were cleaning bed boxes and also doing bed walks with schools, children. September is the time of the year where there's a lot of bed activity, and when it's getting darker earlier, so that is a good time for younger school children. And so that was a lot of work, but it was also very exciting and a lot of fun seeing the kids, and so that kept me busy. And then I tried to, my idea was to join the net last week, and then we got polar lights. I think that the CME just hit in the early evening or even earlier, and we had very good value, and so I was outside because we also had a clear sky, mostly clear sky, just a few clouds. And I think that night we had a spectacular show, different outbursts, and around 11 p.m. we had red glowing sky here up to the top, and really visible colors for the naked eye. That was, I think, the second strongest polar light I've seen. We had a strong outburst in May this year, and last week was really amazing. I had a camera running and made a time lapse of the complete night, and the polar lights started when the sun set, and they were still going on when there was sunrise again. So all the night there was polar lights, and sometimes really great outbursts. And that's not really an astronomy topic, well, kind of, but it continued. And this week we tried to find the comet. But I don't want to try to pronounce the Chinese name. I just call it Comet Atlas, so C2023. And we also were lucky. We were lucky again and had at least clear sky towards the west, and we were able to spot it. I think 3 or 4 days ago, and made some pictures, took some photos of the comet. We could see it with the naked eye, but the moon was also interfering from the backside. The sky was not totally dark, but we were able to see the comet, and so I was busy with that. And just a moment. We fix my back, and now I'm done with the comet. It will return in 240,000 years, and then we can try to make the next pictures of the comet. This weekend I will get a visitor from the center of Germany, DL8 FBI. He will join us for an activity at the submarine in Liberia, like Mike and Adrian did last month, I think. Was it September? I guess. I think so. And so Peter would like to do some activity on the coming Sunday, and he is the CW operator, so the submarine will be on the air with a DK0 DMP and will operate in CW. And my job will be to tell the visitors about amateur radio and that stuff. And
we will also be able to present the Enigma and show the machine, really working Enigma copy. That there were a lot of things to do, and back to M0AUG from TG6OEY.
M0.
I am Group M0AG returning again, fine on that, Frank. There's always things outside radio that's got to go on, and things like the moon and the eclipse and all this and the other. You've got to do them mostly there. Amateur radio is always there to come back to, and on all the other things as well. Over to you there, Nick. G4IW in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, all copied, and some nice comments there. I'm glad everyone enjoyed Bob's contribution. For Frank's benefit, Bob is also a very, very keen astronomer. He described himself as an amateur astronomer, but I think he's certainly a very, very keen person in that field. And in fact, I know because he told me recently that he's returned to university in his 70s to study astrophysics that he always wanted to learn about. So if we ever want to talk on astronomy, I'm sure we can get Bob back to talk about it. But I agree with what Keith said there. I think it was that blend of talking about technology, but also talking about people and radio, of course, and places that made it such a good talk last night. Good evening to John, G3SAO, my neighbour, just a few miles down the road. Yeah, I was going to go out yesterday, John, but I'm afraid I looked at the Met Office weather forecast and decided I would be a fair weather person and not go out for the walk I intended to do. Instead, I did a job I've been planning to do for weeks, and that is clear up my workbench in the shack here and try and tidy a few things away, and I did. And I also managed to convince myself there were bits of cables and so on that had been chopped and reused, and I decided to throw a few things out as well. So I did have a productive day, but not in building anything, more in just tidying things up, which is always a good thing because I'm one of those people who loves having lots of projects on the go. And I find, of course, I don't put everything away afterwards, and that's always a bit of a nuisance. So back to you, Jeff. And I'm not sure if Rachel's joined us on the YouTube channel. If you have, Rachel, good evening to you there, and good to have some visitors on YouTube as well. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group G4IWO.
I don't know yes, I know that, Nick, and all the housekeeping duties. You've got to do these things every now and again, haven't you? Because I'll be full of things like, I'll say this, I might use it sometime, and you finish up with all bits and pieces all over the place. So I fully understand where you're coming from with that one. Over to Keith in the Waters now, GM4JK. Is that in the group? M0AG.
M0AUG in the group GM4JKZ. Yeah, thanks, Nick, for reminding me my workbench. I've just looked across and there must be about 8 projects in different boxes waiting to be built. I have put them in order that I want to do them. I have started in the first one, but yeah, it is a bit scruffy, I must admit. Must have a bit of a tidy up. Radio-wise, this last week, we did the macrothon that I mentioned last night. I think Jim's score was 499,000 points, roughly. My score was just under 338,000. So the combined of those two numbers we put forward for Pennine Ham entry into the club section, as well as putting them in separately for our own course line as well. So that's gone in. We'll wait to see what happens on that one. Highlights almost of my week was working ZM100DX on FP8. I got the replies I put on WhatsApp for others to perhaps have a look around, but couldn't complete the contact, unfortunately. But we shall wait. Patience should give me some positive solution, we think. So, incidentally, Jeff, N2NC, I've got no reply, by the way, from N2MXX regarding the ham dashboard from the email that I sent him. So I think we're going to have to work on what we can and take it from there. But perhaps you and I will talk to the team in a few weeks' time on that one. Okay. I'll put it back to you there, Jeff. M0AUG, the group, GM4JKZ.
What JKZ, the group M0AUG returning. Yeah, you just reminded me, talking of the US, that we're not had Bob on 4X2 this evening, and I don't know whether he was on last week with Jeff, but I'll all as well with Bob over there. Over to you there, Andrew. M0RL in the group, M0AUG. Yeah, M0AUG in the group, M0RL. Going back to radio-wise, certainly down in my head, the conditions have been getting better this week. I spent some time on the radio, making contacts in Europe and Russia. The Italian radio celebrations are still going on. I made a couple more contacts with them. But I suppose the event next week, which I'm still waiting to hear what slot I've got, is a special event station, which is GB4 Whiskey Papa Delta, which is World Polio Day. So this is the Rotarians amateur radio group, which is really just an official group now. It's sort of called a few years ago, and they're trying to get it back together again. But we are putting on this special event station to make people aware of World Polio Day, so that should be quite good. That'll be going on for 4 days. So I'll put it on WhatsApp when I eventually get my slot that I'm going to have to do. So that should be quite interesting to see what contacts we can make. I could probably do both 40, but 20 metres works a lot better from my own QTH. So I suspect most will be on 20 metres, but I will put it out on WhatsApp. But apart from that, I went out for a walk in the woods today to try and find a suitable location to set up the radio. I found a clearing in the woods with some suitable trees around that I can throw an antenna up in the trees. I'm just waiting for some more leaves to drop, which should probably be just a couple of weeks' time now, because they are turning brown. And then that's a massive 10-15 minute walk from the house. So I'll try and work portable in the woods and see how well that goes. So again, I'll put it out on WhatsApp once I get set up. But that's about all from me, Jeff. So I will put it back to you. M0AUG the group. This is M0RL. 0RL the group M0AUG. Yeah, fine enough. And white blood going on, and best wishes with the special event station. Look forward to seeing the details on the WhatsApp group. Over to you there, Mike. DL1PJW in the group M0AUG.
Yeah, certainly more Bravo Juliet whiskey, yeah. Sorry. Sorry about that. I was also worrying about Bob and 4X8, him not being here today and not participating in yesterday's video. But I think everything must be okay, because I saw his call sign appearing several times on PSK Reporter today and also yesterday. So he's active and can be found there on the reporter in the early afternoon. and so there seems to be no cause for anxiety. Regarding the comet, Frank mentioned there, we've had no luck here in looking at it because of cloudy weather at the time when the comet should be there on the sky, on the to be seen. And I think I will have to wait another 80,000 years for the next appearance, HI. But okay, you can't win them all. Radio-wise, RTTY contest last weekend was a little bit difficult here because of the conditions. There was nothing remarkable. I could work apart from V5 station from Midwestern Canada and W7 station, but that was all. Conditions not great. And Keith, I was lucky with ZM100DX today. I was working him on 70 meters FT8, and I had the same problem you described. He disappeared in between, and later came back and continued the QSO. So I got it until and got it locked down, so everything okay on here. But sometimes the situation there is at the brink of the audible fine possibility, that is say minus 24 dB, but I think conditions will improve soon. So that's all for the side. Microphone back to M0AUG.
Group M0AG returning. Yes, fine that, Mike. I don't think any of us are going to be looking around for next 1,000 years unless we come back to somebody else in about 10 generations time. There we go. Over to you there, Jeff. I lost to remember 8 over time with the group. M0AG.
Zero AUG, the group ON8 November Tango. Congratulations to you, Mike, and to Keith for working Zulu Mike 100. What is it? Yeah. Well, the special Zulu Mike 100 station there. I heard him, but I could not work him. It was too popular, I think, and I was too weak, probably. Okie doke, yeah. Radio-wise here from this front. I got the Slow-Scan TV award from the ISS. So I sent in one of the pictures that I received, and I got an award in return. I must say that my overall impression is that the pictures were not that brilliant, that the seal was not that strong that it was otherwise. I don't know if that's true or not, but this is the impression I got. This time, Okido was quite happy to work Papa X-Ray 0 Fox, and what is it, Noronha? So that's a new one from me. And also, and it was mentioned in PW and Practical Wireless, that there is also a new version from DroidStar, also for the iPhone, I think. So the American guy stopped developing it, but there is a guy in India took over and developed a new version both for Android and for iPhone. You just have to mail him to get access to the iPhone version, but anyway, might be a solution for some of us. And okay, about Eurythicon as well, I missed that. I told yesterday, for those who are not on the Zoom meeting, Friday I got the COVID jab with my local general practitioner here, and I was in my bed for the whole weekend, so to say. So I was quite ill with fever and, muscles, painful muscles, and so on and so on. So that took 2 days. That was not that pleasant. And congratulations, keep on having your heating operational again. And Jeff, this Mike Tango 7400 antenna, well, I have one. I bought one 1 or 2 years ago. Unfortunately, I haven't used it up till now, but nevertheless, will be on my next outings with the car. I will try to use that, and also give my best wishes to Dave, Andrew, or Eddie if you contact him. And okay about the comment. It was viewable yesterday evening here because the weather was very clear, but I missed that one. So, so I missed that one. And about the dashboard, T12, yeah, November 2 Mike, November X-ray, I think it is. We will see what we can do. And probably in a couple of weeks we can have a short talk on Zoom for the club to present that and to see what the possibilities are. Okay, no, back to you, Jeff. My 0 AUG, the group of an 8 November Tango.
Well, 8 November Tango in the group M0 AG turning, and sorry to hear for the COVID there, Jeff. And you know, I hope you fully recovered from that. I was at the RCB convention last weekend, and I'll touch on that more later. But one of the things that I was concerned about was the number of people there, etc. But touching wood as we do, everything seems to be fine so far. I'll talk about the convention when it's my turn at the top. But we'll come on to you there again, John, please. G3SEO in the group, M0AUG.
0 AUG in the group, G3 SO returning. Just on from everybody. I've just had a look outside, and I don't know where the moon is, but I've looked both sides of the house, and all I can see, I think, is cloud. So I can't see this fantastic moon. I have seen pictures on the news this evening on the television. And similarly, I didn't see the comet, and I didn't see the aurora last week either. But what I did, thank you, Nick, for posting that photograph of the aurora from Blackstone Edge Reservoir, and I saved it to onto my phone. But I'm still to see it. But that's the way it is. Congratulations, Jeff, and I think it was Peter, for working the PX0 and also the Wheeling Light station. That's excellent. I've not done very much at all in the last week or so. We've had quite a few other things on. I'm still continuing my QRP experiments on HF. I've not had my higher power radio on since the early part of August, and I've just been on QRP. I've worked quite a few stations in the past outside Europe, but everything last week was during the last week was European. Nothing fantastic at all. I can't tell by looking who was the furthest away, but just those. In fact, that was on Monday, and I've not been on HF since Monday. The situation here at the moment is I'm running a Zoom-spot on my PC because so far I failed to get my Pi-Star hotspot onto my VOD. I still need to give that some more attention. There's a little obstacle there in the way. So I've got my PC running the Zoom-spot, and I did notice that earlier on when I was getting 1 or 2 dropouts, that Windows Defender was active without my knowledge. But it's finished now, so hopefully things will be better. Back to you, Jeff. And 0 AUG in the group, G3 SAO.
The group M0 AG returning. Yes, John. And you managed to get the DMR situation sorted out. I know last time we spoke a couple of weeks ago on Build, and that you're having 1 or 2 issues on so well. Okay. Over to me, I think, on this one. Yes, the RCB convention last week. Went there on the Friday via Bletchley Park. We went to Bletchley Park, I went down with a colleague from the Bolton Creek Club who lives in the village here, and we went down together on the Friday morning and got to Glacier Park about lunchtime. And pleasing to see the place was absolutely full of school parties and education parties and things like that. So Donald and I couldn't get anywhere near to the radio room. We had the entrance of the radio room. It was actually full of children having the presentations and this sort of thing, which is what the National Radio Centre is all about, isn't it? To try and promote the hobby and the society. So that was good. The convention itself was quite good. Just the speakers only ones that I went to, I did enjoy very much. But I think there were one or two others which maybe weren't cooked as good as you would expect. I think the attendance was down a bit this year, and we enjoyed what we did, and the social side was okay as well. In view of the fact I'd won the MD 7400 from Moonraker, and previously I'd won the TX Factor raffle, I would have been very surprised if I got the hat trick and won one of the prizes at the convention there. In any event, we left about 3:15, and obviously if something had come up on that, I would have been notified. It was a good convention. It was about 4 hours coming back even on a Sunday afternoon there. But it was a good convention indeed. I was able to spend some time with the editor, particularly for Radcom, and obviously I put him on the phone with Nick as well and discussed the leaflet that we had. And Ed, I think, is going to work to try and give us some promotion for Pennine in Radcom. So we'll await that one. Over to you there, AD. G6MJQ in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG, G6MJQ. Radio-wise, propagation has been a mixed bag this week, hasn't it? Those on HF will know that. But I've been running the Shago X6100 with the R1 CBU software on board, the latest version by one of his friends, and running ST8. And it's faultless. I'm absolutely amazed by it. And simply one push of a button, and I can go back to sidebands. So explore the propagation with ST8, etc., and PSK reporter. I'm getting the hang of that now and analysing data. And then just a push of the button, I'm on sideband. So really good, really pleased with that. Apart from last week when we had the Aurora, and it was Thursday evening, I was on FT8 and tried 10 meters dead, etc., 40 meters pretty dead, and I thought, look, there's something wrong with my setup. And I thought it can't be the time sync because I'm now running a GPS module plugged into the radio to synchronize the time. So everything is self-contained within the radio, even the time synchronization. And really, it was the emissions from the sun, the flares. And it totally wiped out FT8. And my comment was, when I was on the net the next morning, last night FT8 broke, which caused some mirth. But it was just like there was a problem. Think of it, G6MJQ. Yeah, and Droid Star, I don't know there was a new version, but yeah, it's useful for just listening and checking, but I wouldn't recommend anybody using it to talk on. It's not brilliant. The best I can do regarding digital is I run a WiseX node, low power one, less than 5 watts. Well, less than 5 watts. and voice wide with a fusion radio on that is absolutely the bee's knees as far as I'm concerned, and totally spoiled with that. So yeah, ST8 stations worked, Canadian embassy in Tel Aviv. I received a station in Thailand, but I never completed the call. Sometimes you just lose it and give up and move south. So I was a bit gutted about that one. And there was another special event station, I forget the call sign, island off the coast of South America, which I received but failed to work. So yeah, so you get pilots even on ST8 these days. Right, back to you, Jeff, M0AUG G6MJQ.
Thank you in the group, you're returning. Yeah, thanks for all that, Eddie, and all interesting comebacks. I noticed that G6 Lima uniform has just connected to Pennine. Alan from Northampton. We're across the starting to close with that this evening, Alan, and I think he's just popped off because he's heard his call sign call. So I'll suspend that conversation here and there. Okay, I think it's probably time to start closing the net down this evening, so I'll pass it over to you there, Marek, for your finals, please. M7SZY in the group, M0AUG, please you can join us.
As your Eugene, I'm 7 the group. Yes, sorry, I was a little bit quiet today, guys, but I'm not really feeling very well. I promise next time I will, my phone is kicking off. Next time I'll try to improve. Likewise, as well, as Jeff mentioned, I got the awards from the ISS. There was one shot for me. I had only one option to capture, 1 hour. 1 pass only to capture the ISS signal. And I did it, sent it over and I got the award as well, so I'm on the bonus. That's my second one in a log. I'm quite happy with that. As I mentioned before in a talk with on Zoom about what maybe a walkways this time, but closer to the Christmas I will have more time to spend with the radio, so you will see me more on the digital modes, more on the HF, but for now, I thank you very much for the great net. And hopefully see you around next week. That will be 73 to all around and catch you for the down.
That's the line. Thank you very much, Marek, and I look forward to reading around all your activities on the WhatsApp channel, and we can catch up with us on the net next week. Over to you there, Frank and Jill, for your finals, please. TG6 OAY in the group, M0AUG.
Okay, thanks to Jeff and ADT for the information about the Droid Star update. My Samsung Galaxy Pod no longer used apps into a kind of hibernation, and I get no longer information about the new versions. But I just checked it, installed a new version, and selected GCS 305 and could hear the network, so it's not broken by the update, and I have the latest version running now. Yeah, thank you. I want to listen and some good. I also think it's good for receiving monitoring, but not as good as an HT or another radio for for transmitting. And I can also confirm Adrian's observation. I was working in FP8 in Denmark, and at some point later in the afternoon, I could only work stations towards the west, towards the daytime section of the Earth, and at some point the bands totally closed down, and there was already a prediction that the war might be happening, so it was clear to me why the bands were dead. But it was interesting to observe that in real time. And this time, last week, I did not try that. I was outside for working, and but it's really interesting to see, and that reminds me that on Saturday I should check the bands, so I have an idea what bands are working on Sunday for the submarine activation. And if someone likes to work DK0D and B in the submarine delivery, take a look at. I think the reverse beacon network will be fine, because Peter DL8 API will be operating mostly in CW. Otherwise, also try PSK reporter, because if he's taking a break, I might connect my notebook and do some FT8, and then you will see on which band we are active. It really depends on the conditions, and so it's hard to tell in advance on what band we will show up. We might also switch bands there, and if you like to work the submarine, take a look on Sunday. We will start in the morning, maybe take a break somewhere, and we'll be active until the afternoon. And yeah, so that's all for today from my side here. 7:03 or right now, what time? 7:03 to you all.
AY in the group. 0 AUG returning. Yes, fine enough, Frank, and just before you timed out on the pips, thanks for your contribution this evening and the update on the submarine as well. This is where we just skip down the net at the moment, so we'll go to you for Keith. GM4JKZ in the group, M080 for your finals, Keith.
M0 AUG in the group, GM4JKZ. Yeah, fine there, Jeff. The correction regarding the ZM100DX, I managed to get a signal report, but I couldn't complete the contact, so I'm still looking out for that one. But hopefully I shall get it in the next few weeks or so. And congrats, Jeff, for your Snowcan TV award for ISS. Unfortunately, I couldn't copy any of them. So I'm in a bad spot, perhaps, don't know. But there we go. And okay on the dashboard situation, that's fine. Good to hear that we may be promoted in Radcom. Might generate a few more interest, a bit more interest rather, given that we're an online club, of course. Well, that's a good thing. And the only other station I did work this week on Saturday was GB3HQ, which was the headquarters station down at the RSGB convention. I had a nice sort of 3-minute chat with the guy on the mic there, and got some good reports back from him. So there we go. Okay, that's all from me this week. I do have a picture, and it's my assistant. More of that in a minute. Back to you then, Jeff. M0AUG with the group. Oh, by the way, Jim is probably in his engineering club tonight. That's possibly why he's not on. M0AUG in the group. GM4JKZ in Scottish Borders.
JKZ, the borders, M0AG returning. Yes, fine enough. The GB3HQ station was being run by Cambridge Hams from their mobile unit, which was outside the main entrance of the convention centre. So they were very, very busy all the way through. And obviously David Palmer and Tommy from Norfolk, they were running the the recording of the live stream, etc. Also, activity down there is very, very good indeed, and it was good to meet a few people that you've not met since the previous convention, and in fact even prior to that. So thanks for your contribution this evening, Keith. We'll look forward to your picture at the end there. Over to you for your finals, Andrew. M0LRL in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group, M0ROL. Well, thanks, guys, for another event today. There's been a lot of different views and ideas put forward tonight. So I'm glad you enjoyed your time at the convention, Jeff, and walk away with some more kit. But in the meantime, I will let people know when I've eventually given a slot to do on GB4 WPD. If he gets his act together to allocate us all a slot over the 4 days. In the meantime, wish everyone a good week. Enjoy the radio and catch up with you next week. So from M0ROL, I wish you all 73 and pass it back to you, Jeff, M0AUG in the group.
0ROL in the group, M0AUG returning. Yeah, thanks for that, Andrew. And as I said previously, give our best wishes to Fleets, and we hope he's back with us on the net soon. Over to you, Mike, in Northern Germany for your final, please. DL1BJW in the group, M0AUG.
DL1BJW was the final. Yes, first, Andrew, please pass my greetings and best wishes to Dave. And Jeff, on 8 November Tango, congrats to your award about the slow scan TV thing there. Good show. I wanted to say something I saw on the German ham radio YouTube channel. There was a warning about the new firmware 1.0.3 for the Zygo X6200, not the 100, but the X6200. This new firmware renders some of the rigs unusable and useless, and they have to be sent back to the dealers to solve the problem. One can't do this oneself. So if somebody owns the Zygo X6200, please abstain from using the new firmware 1.0.3. It could damage your radio. So thank you very much for this net and for all of your interesting thoughts and participation and good comments. And thank you very much, Jeff, M0AUG, for hosting the net. That was very nice today, and I really enjoyed it. So best wishes from Lumni all around, and hope to see you all safe and sound next week. This was Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, passing the microphone to M0AUG.
You're one BJ. You in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, fine on that, Mike, and thank you for the warning on the chat you update there. I don't know if anybody on the specs is using it, but it's certainly worthwhile putting it out and then it'll get passed around. So thanks for your contributions this evening. It's been a good net again. And we'll say 7 please to you for now, and 8 days to Adriana, please. DL1BJW in the group, M0AUG. 7 please to you, Mike. And over to Northern Germany, Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group. Jeff, I'm sorry I missed the award on the SSTV, but well done. It's over to you, M0AUG.
Roger. M0AUG, the group for 8 November Tango, yeah. Really enjoyed slow scan TV. As I said before, I had the impression that the CEOs were much weaker, and that's probably one of the problems you have, Keith, that you didn't have much success with that. But I really struggled to get some good pictures. So yeah. And okay, about Adrian, about your 6100, I really are impressed with what you are doing there. And with the time sync, that's a very good idea. My observation is that there are more and more people who just are not in synchronization with the rest. And that's one problem which seems to be bigger and bigger by the time now. So it's really my impression that a lot of people, sometimes they are 1.6 or 1.7, or even this afternoon I saw one 2.3 or something, which could be dramatical in order to decode in the correct way. So very interesting that you have the option there to do that directly on the transceiver. Okay, well, yeah, I just remind myself that this week I worked also the station in Thailand, Hotel Sierra 19 EI India Alpha Romeo uniform. I don't know what it is, 19 years of membership of EILU or something, but anyway, I worked him, and actually quite easy, so I was surprised. It was on 15 meters. Okay, though, I would say 73s to you, all the very best. I have a picture ready, which is part of the awards, because the award is, in vertical. So I put the pictures, the nice picture from it, and we'll send that out as a picture after Keith. So I would say 73s and all the very best. My 0 AUG, the group, over 8 November Tango, 73 to everyone.
Great, November Tango in the group M0. The nearest final, right, Jeff? And we'll wait for the end for your pictures. John's going next, and then obviously, as usual, I didn't give Eddie a chance to do his final, so we'll do that and then on to Nick. And as soon as Nick's finished, then to wrap it up, then we can take the pictures from yourself and Keith and the borders. Thanks again, Jeff, for your contribution. Also, thanks again for after the back next week, last week rather, and hope all is well with you and over to you there, John. G3 SCO in the group, 0 AUG for your final, John.
M0 AUG in the group, G3 SAO. Yes, thank you very much, Jeff, for hosting that tonight. It's been interesting. I don't think of anything else to add at this point, but I hope you were interested in that, and I'll have a look at the YouTube of last night's meeting. Wednesday evenings, I'm usually on our local net, so I don't really get a chance to have a look at that one. Anyway, thanks again, and catch you further down the log. So I wish everybody a good rest of the evening, and 7-3 from me. And 0 AUG on the group, 3 for ESAO.
Yes, we were in the group M0 AUG return. Final that, John, and please you can join them this evening, and obviously we'll catch up on the ultimate on Sunday morning. So pleased to you, and best wishes to Margaret, and look forward to catching you again. Over to you there, Eddie. I didn't give you a chance to sleep do your finals last time, so you can wind it up apart from going on to Nick afterwards. G6MJQ in the group, M0 AUG.
M0 AUG, G6MJQ. Briefly, thanks for the update on the X6200. I was aware of that problem. But the consensus was that it could be rolled back to a previous version. But that is that you can boot off the SD card when you insert it. So I'll look into that one further. So yeah, I don't think it happens to every 6200, but there have been some instances of that happening. But I'm not up to date on that. I've no intention of buying one of those. because I don't need airband, I don't need FM radio, and I don't want a cheap-looking plastic radio. Sorry, guys, but that's my feeling. I'm doing very well with the 6100 and the Russian software. Yes, scanned 2 meters today, been scanning 2 meters as doing paperwork, and didn't hear any sideband, but quite a bit of FM ongoing, which is good. So all I say is good to hear FM on 2 meters, some SOTA stations, and use it or lose it. So things are looking up onto. So best centuries, everybody. Have a great week, a good DX, etc. And thanks for sharing, Jeff. Pass it back to you, and then you can pass it on to M0AUG G6MJQ, West Yorkshire.
Here we are. Nearly returning. Okay, thanks for that, Eddie, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again. If nobody's been following the WhatsApp on Pennine Ham, you know there's a photograph there of Nick on the Top Net Digital Net there, streaming on YouTube this evening. So, yeah, you're a bit of a poser there, Nick, really, aren't you? Over to you for your finals, and then we'll bring the photographs in from Keith and Jeff there. G4IW are in the group, M0AUG to wrap up the group, please.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, I had to take that picture, Jeff, while looking after the YouTube streaming. Yeah, it's been a lovely net again, and delighted that people are enjoying what we're doing here in Pennine Ham. Marek, I know, M7SMY is going to be coming back in January to give a talk to the club once he's done all the work on it, on working satellites, and his experience and giving people some ideas about how to approach it. So looking forward to that one, Marek, and everyone else. We've got Anthony K8ZT speaking next week, and although this is a general talk that he's giving about logging software for radio amateurs, one thing I can say about Anthony's presentation is that even if they are aimed at newcomers to the hobby, those of us that have been around a long time have definitely got something to learn from information that he presents. And I know he's got a lot of different ideas that he'll present in next week's talk. Just finally on ZM100DX, yeah, I tried for about an hour to break the pile up on CW for ZM100DX, and I'm afraid I didn't make the QSO, but I will keep looking, of course. But I do know that Ken did manage to break the pile up on single sideband on 20 meters and got ZM100DX in the log. So congratulations to our member Ken. Of course, if anyone was going to do it, it was going to be Ken, wasn't it? But his quad loop he's put up on the top of his tower in his garden is obviously doing a super job. And from Ken's location, which is literally looking out over fields in most directions, he's got a brilliant takeoff both for HF and VHF from his location down there in South Yorkshire. And I'm glad that there's been some videos and film of what's around here in Yorkshire. We are very blessed up here in the Pennines, those of us that live up here, to have some wonderful countryside. Obviously, it's not as spectacular as the Alps, and listeners will know that I've been a regular visitor to the Bavarian Alps, which I absolutely adore. But nevertheless, it's still it gives me great pleasure, as John was saying. You know, looking from Blackstone Edge at the Aurora was amazing. And then when I came back, John, you'll probably know the King William, the fourth pub down here in Shore. I live just a few hundred yards away from it. I went down and took a picture of the Aurora. You could see it over the back of the pub, up over the hill behind. And that was a nice little picture as well, though not as spectacular as some of the others. So on that, I'm going to wish everyone a very pleasant evening, and a pleasant evening to those that are watching live on the YouTube channel, and of course, a very best 73s to those who are watching this video stream later in the week on the recording that goes up on our YouTube channel. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it and you want to know how to get onto the net, drop us an email, pennineham2024@gmail.com, and one of us will get back to you and see if we can help you join the net. So 73s, everyone, and thank you again, Jeff, for your sharing this evening. M0, AUG in the group, G4IWO.
All right, over here. Group M0 AUG return. Thanks for the update, Nick, and all the news that's gone through the net this evening. It's been a good net. It's been quite a large net, but everybody's been able to give a good contribution there. So thanks everybody for that. I noticed that Alan from Northampton has connected again. I don't think it's ready to come back now, Alan, but thanks very much for connecting to the net. And if you want to connect to it Thursday, then please do. We'd look forward to having you joining us on the net as well. So, with that, I shall say something to everybody, and thank you for joining the net this evening and all your contributions. And this is the point where Jeff in Belgium and Keith in the borders send us a couple of pictures on the Icon radios that can receive pictures. So, something in 88 for everybody.